Hi guys, hope you're doing well in this lecture, and I hope every lecture before you have gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience and you are on the way to become an expert animator, and I'm here to help you. Please remember that any questions you have, just post them in the Q&A section of the dashboard of this course, and I will be here just to help you out, to answer all your questions and to give you the utmost benefit from this course. And in this lecture, we are going to explore how to put text on a path, not a motion path. You see here, I created a motion path using 5-6 keyframes, whatever, and I can run it. Now that's cool, and I use the position. Well, what happens if I want to use the position for something else, and yet I want my text to be on a certain path? How do I do that? Let's do it together. I will remove all the keyframes on this position, so I have just a text. I will come to the pen tool and I choose my layer, of course, and I start creating a path. I will click again and move, so I create this curved path. It will need some adjusting later on. Okay, and something like this. Fine, I can come and adjust this point and so on. So this is exactly now what I have created is a mask. And of course you have the position it was appearing. If I twirl down the mask, I have mask 1. Let's go back to our text. If I open text, I will find source text. We worked on that. And we have path options. If I open, see none. Where do I get the path from? I will get it from the mask. Notice none, and I can choose now mask 1 to be the path for this text. This option is only available in text. Now, several other options have shown up. There is reverse path, where it will reverse the path. Notice that I started my path from here to here. So if I reverse the path, it's going to come on the other side, but it will take like my path have started from here. So I will put reverse path back. And there is perpendicular to path, where it makes the characters, just perpendicular to the path. I go back to fit. I will remove perpendicular. And there is a force alignment, which we are going to see in a moment. And there is first margin and last margin, and you notice all these attributes or properties are keyframed. In the first margin, you just move your text on the path from the beginning to the end, anywhere you want. Last margin will operate the same, but combined they will make a very nice animation. Let's start simply. Let's start with last margin being at 0. I press shift and take the characters or the words outside. Notice that if I go out of the path, it will go just in a straight line. So I'll take it outside the composition, just for the example. I can keyframe here, come for example after 2 seconds, so you can see it slowly, and bring it in. I'm pressing shift, so the values increment very fast. Let's say it stays here. Then I can come with my selection tool and adjust my path, for example. That's pretty convenient, and much more convenient than having a motion path with keyframes. You notice what's happening. Now I want it to come here, and I have it like in a straight line. Let's bring it back, take this point and make it straight to the other one. Yes, cool. So you notice no keyframe has been put here. So now I have my animation. Let's put this one back more. Cool. If you run a line preview, here you are, is pretty cool and pretty nice. So here you are, you have your animation on a motion path. That's very nice. So how do we create a motion path to recap? We create a mask using one of the pen tool or the shape mask. We'll see that now. And then we put the path on the mask, and we choose mask as the path. And then we have the first and last margin, which we can keyframe. Fine, I will delete these keyframes. In fact, what I will do, I will delete the mask totally. And now I have a fresh new one. Let's create a different mask here, and I will show you how to use the last and first margins. I will take the pen tool and create a simple mask here. And we are going to make it straight, so I press shift, and here it is. Then I'll take the path here and put mask 1. Now what I will do here is to start with force alignment. I will just force the alignment, and it's all over the place now. It's all over your motion path. I will keyframe the first margin, keyframe the last margin, and move the last margin until everything is packed together. Of course, I will use opacity here to eliminate this bundle altogether. Let's go to 2 seconds, and then let's bring back the last margin. I press shift slowly, cool, and then I bring also in the first margin. Okay, now notice the animation that you have done is very cool and very nice. The text opens and come to settle. Of course, if you play with these keyframes, it will give you even more animation at the end, which is pretty cool and pretty nice. So this is the system to use last and first margin using force alignment. And force alignment now is not weird. You understand how to use it and how to take advantage of this. Of course, there is a million animation you can do here. You can create some very nice path and some very nice stories. Let's go back and delete our mask, and of course everything will go. Now I will select my layer and let's try the ellipse. Let's click and make the ellipse. Now my text has disappeared because this is a mask. To eliminate the masking, not the mask, masking the text, just come to add and say none. Now this is what will be rendered. That it means the mask will not mask anything. Then I will come to path and put it to mask 1. Here I have my text inside the mask. Very fine. I will reverse path. That is useful now. I will come to first margin and take my text on this side. Cool. You notice what's happening. Now you can do a nice animation here. If you move it over here, for example, keyframe the first margin, go after 2 seconds, just make it slow so we can see, and then press shift and take it to its rightful place. Fine. Look what happens. If you use opacity here, it will be very nice, which I will do now. I press T for opacity. I keyframe, put it to 0, just a bit, I will give it to 100% so I don't see the beginning. Here you are. Let's deselect everything, and you see it's coming very nice. Of course, what you can do here is using these keyframes, you can easy ease them. You can easy ease everything. It doesn't matter. And now you can come to your graph and simply start working with the first margin. This is the speed graph, as you notice. Okay, you can start for the first margin, make it at the beginning, and then it settles. Here you are. Even more, you can do that. And the animation will look very cool. Here you are. Or you can do the other way around. You will go easy or slow in the beginning, and then at the end here, you make it pretty fast. It will settle fast. Let's try it here. See, that's a pretty cool animation. Okay, maybe we should change a bit of the opacity, but that will give you a clue how to work with it and how to use the easy ease, which is very important with this motion. Another beautiful motion that you can do, let's go back to our keyframes and simply come over here and delete all of them. Okay, just press delete. Now let's go back to the beginning. Open the path. We have mask 1. That's pretty cool. We are going to come here at 2 seconds and keyframe the first margin and the last margin. But first, let's put the force alignment on. So I don't want them to appear like this. One of them is inverse. Maybe we press shift and let it, and here something like this. So we adjust it at the last key points. That's cool. Let's do it like this. Yes. Okay, I come to the beginning. I will take the last margin and just pack it on top of everything. Of course, if you use opacity here, you will have quite some interesting animation. It opens your text just on the motion path or the mask itself or the path itself. So here you are. You have taken a lot of information, a ton of them in fact, about first margin, last margin, forcing alignment, and doing animation on a mask or a path. Please use these strategies. We will be using it in our development of animations, and it's pretty cool, and it gives you like a different way to use. Many animators don't use this one, mainly the beginners. They find it complicated because creating this animation will take some effort and will take some imagination, and also playing with the first and last margin. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next lecture.